Let's go, it's the Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Assassin's Creed story has always been a bit confusing because it's mixing old and new and future and its craziness. And this one really starts off just as confusing. First off, Desmond's dad is here. I don't remember him in Revelations at all. And you're now in a cave trying to get the last piece to actually save the world because that is your mission throughout all these games. Right away, you take control of a character you probably weren't thinking of. No, it's not Connor. Hell, you don't even play as Connor until around 3 or 4 hours in. You play as a different character, and you probably don't know who he is, but you can guess that he's related to Connor because, well, you're playing as Desmond, and this is his bloodline, so, you know, put it together. Once the ball starts rolling in the story, it gets interesting. I will admit, it took me about halfway through the sequences before I got hooked. Once you get a handle of Connor and he becomes older and an adult and you begin the American Revolution missions, you really will dig the story if you like that time period, which I do, because I just love it. And almost every mission, once it starts getting going, it gets more and more interesting, and seeing all the people I read about in my classes is just awesome. I just loved it. The voice acting is well done, and just about from anybody, it's going to be pretty much accurate. I mean, as best as they can do. You get a mix of different accents, and once again, Assassin's Creed is just able to draw you into that time period. I have no real complaints about anyone's delivery. The pacing is solid enough. Once you get the first twist going, you'll probably be interested enough, and once you get going with Connor getting older, it really just sucks you in. I guess the only other complaint I could think of off the top of my head is Desmond's story feels shafted again. This is supposed to be the last Assassin's Creed where Desmond is going to be the main character. If that's true, he really gets a limited time again. I expected hours of gameplay and story from him. His story just never feels as completed as Altier's, Ezio's, or Connor's at all.
Merely lend support. As humble as he is brave. We could use more men like you. I'm sorry, but if you'll excuse me, I should attend to Charles over there.
Okay, so right off the bat, Assassin's Creed 3 uses a whole different engine. Now, in most ways, this engine helps, you know, but let me get the bad out of the way because I want to start that off and get it out of the way and finish off with good. There's some weird animations that still occur. Some graphical glitches such as weapons becoming suspended in the air, going through people. For some reason, the hit detection looks a little weird at times. It just looks silly, to be honest. Also, there's some stiff animations, but it's to be expected with the scale the game is going for. Saying that, what it does right is some amazing animations, beautiful finishing moves from a bunch of different weapons. The animations in the face, especially in the cutscenes, are improved. It makes the conversations just look that much better. The areas all look nice and different. From city to forest, you'll enjoy checking out all the different cities. The customization of different clothing is also cool. Let me also add in that the game has a mass amount of people on screen at once, at least triple the amount than before. Oh, and the ship battles look fucking amazing. So while the game does have some graphical problems due to the new system, it also just has so much more going for it, and I can't wait to see the system improved on. Okay, the gameplay. So sit back, grab some popcorn, because I'm going to go through a whole bunch of shit of what this does good and what it does bad. Assassin's Creed always boils down to 3 major things for me: assassination and fighting, sneaking around and killing people with these swift and beautiful combat moves. And then you have plenty of exploring the areas and doing some puzzles. And last but not least is the platforming in general, you know, jumping house to house and doing all the cool moves. Does Assassin's Creed really improve on those though? Well, it takes 2 steps forward, yet a slight step backwards. The combat is the best in the series so far. Let's be honest. Double kills, dual-wielding kills, air assassinations, a huge amount of fucking finishers, great counter system, improved stealth system, and just decent enough shooting that you can actually have fun with the shooting for once. While the shooting does feel odd at times, it works well enough, especially in hunting. The stealth has improved, and now you can peek around walls, and you can also even duck behind bushes for cover. Yay! The platforming works and is fun as heck. Jumping building to building really works once again. Sure, you might miss a jump or something due to the weird controls at times, but that's okay. You'll get over it, because you're not a bitch. Unless you are a bitch, then get over it. Now, a major letdown is the platforming underground areas are gone. Completely. I mean, I really loved doing that. It was a major portion of Assassin's Creed 2, and it was like a highlight, and now it's completely stripped away. I don't know why they took it out. However, adding in the tree climbing is pretty cool. It's like you're a hybrid of a ninja and a monkey, and that's like fucking boss. So, Ninja Monkey Warrior. The Brotherhood option is still there. Training your assassins and summoning them at once will kill people. It's fun, unique, and I'm glad they kept it in. Now the RTS element is gone from Revelations, but hey, that's okay because it really wasn't that well implanted. Instead, you have ship battles. Ship battles are a huge part of the game, and now they are like Pirates of the Caribbean. It's basically this big epic war in the sea. Shoot the ships to become nothing with your huge cannons. That's what she said. Its epic feel plus huge scope makes a very, very enjoyable side mission, or just in general some main missions. The online is there, but I didn't get any footage for it, and I only played a match or two, and I'm sorry, but the online for Assassin's Creed is just never that interesting for me, so I skipped it. It doesn't affect my score at all, but if you liked it in the other two titles, I'm sure you'll enjoy it in this one. I know it's part of, I'm supposed to review everything, but honestly, I just don't give a shit. Again, doesn't affect the score, though. Assassin's Creed just has a lot going for it. A great amount of awesome battle sequences, swift and fun combat, platforming that works really well, an improved stealth system, and plenty of side missions in general. I can't really say the gameplay is bad at all. It has a few problems, like some odd moments with the combat or the underground areas being completely stripped from the game. However, if you enjoyed the past Assassin's Creed titles gameplay, I'm sure you're just going to enjoy the shit out of this one. Here's the big question. Now, Whitey, come on. I've watched your reviews for years. I've seen you judge Assassin's Creed. You've seen to love the series. Is this like Game of the Year material? Well, let's talk about it. It's like really hard to judge this title for me. It just has so much stuff or shit going on. It's a title like Uncharted 3 or Mass Effect 3 or Gears of War 3 or even God of War 3. And what do I mean by that? Well, the second game in those series are so fucking good that it's hard for 3 to live up to it. And I believe 3 did a lot right. Huge epic war battles, great ship battles, wonderful combat, great platforming, and let's not forget an interesting story with a great setting. On the other side of the coin, we got some stiff animations. You'll probably feel a little cheated on Desmond's story once again. Some glitches that will probably annoy some players because it's only natural, and the online feels the same and definitely doesn't have that I'll be coming back to this game feel. Also, I really dislike that they took out the pure platforming puzzle areas. That pissed me off. I really, though, do love this series. Each game gives us more and more adventure, and each one just got better as they progressed, well, till Revelations. I scored Assassin's Creed 1 quite high, a 9, and I stick by it for the most part, maybe giving it around an 8.5 due to not liking the ending, but I still enjoyed the heck out of it. Despite its flaws, at its time, it was a 9 or an 8.5 to me. Assassin's Creed 2, I gave a 9.3 and thought it improved over 1 in just about every way. It did so much right and very little wrong. Brotherhood, a 9.5, and I fucking loved every moment of this game. The story was my favorite, the Brotherhood feature was awesome, and the pacing was great. Revelations, I gave an 8, and while I still think it was great, it had a weak story and poor implementation of the RTS gameplay section. So, now here's the question. Whitey, what do you give Assassin's Creed 3? Possibly the last Assassin's Creed game on this gen. And I will be awarding Assassin's Creed 3 a motherfucking... Did you get that? Good. Now, some might be like, hey, you had complaints. Shouldn't it be lower? See, you're right. When I started the game, it was around an 8. It had a slow beginning, and I just didn't like get sucked in right away. I felt the magic, but it didn't quite touch me, you know? Yeah, I'm being a little perverted there. Around sequence 6, it went to an 8.5. It was getting really good. The story got more interesting, and I did more missions, and they were better. Around sequence 10 is when I was having a fucking blast with this game. The game opens completely up. The story was very interesting, and the missions were both epic and interesting. So I thought Assassin's Creed 3 at first was great, but as it went on, I felt in the end that it was amazing. So I give Assassin's Creed 3 out of 10, and I really feel everyone should give this title a spin. Just give it a few hours to set in. You know what I'm saying. Enjoy. Just remember to take a moment to like, subscribe, and comment.
Thank you, guys.